And I'm so not about discussing. It's pretty self-explanatory here. So obviously you're not going to have a paddle like I have. However, if you've got like an icing paddle, one of those little blue ones from Pampered Chef or something, that would work also. Very careful. This is sticky, sticky, sticky. After you've taped it in place, that's it. And I always do half and half because it just makes a much easier lay, so to speak. Rub it down really tight. And then, this is called birthing a graphic. You birth it by removing its tape. And then you do it for all the other pieces. Rub it down really well. If you have any bubbles, which there aren't any because it's freezing here today, you just take a real sharp little knife and you usually pop it. I only find bubbles whenever I do the big ace graphic for some reason. I think it's because it's way too big. But everything else should be good to go. That's how you do it. I'm going to climb on the back of your car. You're going to be grateful that I don't weigh 316 pounds right now as I climb onto your vehicle. Brr. I think I want to move this just a tad. And this is not going to be where its location is because I don't like that. It's not completely straight yet, so we're going to play devil's advocate on that one when we get there. And if you happen to find any dog hair, feel free to put that in the trash, because God knows I would. Those dogs can't stay away while I'm working. All right. Oh my, is it cold! Obviously temperature is not an issue when you go to put it on, however moisture is, so if it's snowing and or raining, put your car in the garage and work on it in there, but cold doesn't matter. Actually, the snot that falls out of your nose may keep it a little warmer. Just make sure you wipe that off the glass. It's all good. And this is safe enough to actually use with your heater. No problems, it's not going to cause a problem. And you can also use your windshield wiper if you have one on their back window. It's not going to cause a problem. And what I tell everybody that comes here, if there is any sort of issue, I've got your graphic saved in the exact size. So if anything happens to any of the letters, you just give me a call and I'll mail you that letter or number, and then you just replace it. All right? Let's go on to the next piece. This one I might be able to move. How's that look, Melissa? Good?
Yep.
She says it's good and the customer's always right. So that's where we're going to leave it. And this one, since it's a little longer, I always usually just tape it off in the center, and it's easier to work from one side to the other. Scissors. Whoa, it's looking like something now. Woo-hoo! Okay. Now, even if it starts to look like it has a little bit of a bow to it, it's because all the windows have a natural ease-off grade, so it may look like it's got a bow to it, but I promise you, it doesn't. When you get that sucker lined up right, it may look like it, but when you stand back, it'll look straight. Boy, Melissa, there are no bubbles on this one at all. No bubbles. This one's usually the hardest one because it is so cotton picking big. And we want to make sure this one's just right. How's that one look? She looks good. All right. Let's see what the cold weather brings us on this one. She's a tricky one. Yeah, we may have some bubbles on this one. That's good. I'll get to show you how to get rid of those. If you don't have the blue painter's tape, which I have personal stock in, masking tape will work. Scotch tape, probably not so good because it won't stick to the window very well, but masking tape works really well too. Too bad. Oh, and the place that I thought was going to be bubbles, there are none right there. I think I got one or two right here. So this is what you do. Before you rub it down, take a really nice sharp knife, and you're just going to slice a slight bit next to the bubble, and then rub it with your finger, and the bubble will disappear. And then as the vehicle sits in the sun, even in the wintertime, if you live in the snow area like Melissa and I do, they will completely dissipate with your heater vent and then the sun working on it as well. Now let's put the final piece on. The most important color. Oh, she's got it. And this one I always send it to you guys with the cut marks so that you can sort of see on the white whether or not it looks straight and it's spaced evenly. And then I'll just give it a little piece of tape, and then I'll tape it down all the way. That looks really good. I try to make it as easy as possible for you guys, since you don't do it all the time like I do. It might be down just a little. And there's no right or wrong way. Whatever works best for you, that's the important thing. in right there. Okay. You ready, Melissa? This is the best part. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Isn't that pretty? She's shaking her head yes. She says yes it is. Oh, it's so cold out here. Oh, there's a little bubble on the E. All right, let me just grab that. And now we're going to birth this one. This tape is a little harder. It's a really high tack tape, so sometimes it leaves some gumminess on there, but Windex will take it off. Or also like that, there's like an all-natural product that you can get at some of the grocery stores that just says will remove goopiness. That's what I'm going to use on it. So now that's that, and let's get that baby cleaned up for her. This is the stuff, it's called Totally Awesome. We have a store called Mark's here. It's sort of like a Dollar Tree kind of thing. You just spray it on there, rub it up real good, and it'll remove all that goopiness. And it'll clean her window at the same time. But we already cleaned it before we started it, so that shouldn't be an issue. Oh, it's so cotton picking cold. So cold. It's freezing on the window. Okay, maybe because it's too cold, it's not going to come off as easy. There we go. Oh my. It is freezing. There, it's starting to come off. If you can't get it all off, if you take your vehicle through a car wash, it will slowly work itself off. Give it a couple days, work some more. You know, just keep rubbing it with the with some Windex if you don't have this stuff available closest to you. Usually, I swear, it does not take this long to get the goopiness off, but I'm thinking because it's so cotton picking cold out here that it's just not going to come off very easy. So we may let this one go and then catch her in the springtime when it warms up a little bit and see if it doesn't work better then, because it should come right off. Oh my goodness. A little fine detailing. My goodness.